In this video, I'm going to show you how to gather the data for the Modbus interface and find the important information. First thing is product's name and version number. There can be older and newer versions of the same device with different setup or functions. Then there might be different versions of Modbus register map and specific interface for the version. It's also good to look which function codes are supported and if there are any limitations to them. There may also be other limitations, such as, for example, some devices can only respond to messages only once in a second. These delays are sometimes shown on datasheet, but not always. In our example device used is Projul HD8 room sensor, and here we have the datasheet for it. The actual Modbus section is here. Let's dive into the Modbus section. In the Modbus section, you'll find the basic Modbus settings. Modbus protocol is Modbus RTU, so it's connected via serial line. Here are the allowed speeds, and the star symbol means the factory default setting. So by default, the speed is 9600. There are only 8 data bits, and this cannot be changed. Parity is none by default. And here is the Modbus address. It's 1 by default and it should be changeable. There seems to be a dip switch or jumper which can be put in place and the termination is done. So on the last device of the line, we need to use the termination. Here are the supported function codes, and this is important. We can use only supported function codes. The device manufacturer may not support all possible ones. On the next page, we have a note. If you try to write a parameter value that is beyond the parameter value range, the value will be replaced by the nearest acceptable value. So if you write over this value that is acceptable or under it, you will correct it inside the allowed range, so it's impossible to write outside of the value range. On the Modbus datasheet, we have all the registers like this. It could be different, but in this case, we have all the registers separated in the register type. So we have coils, register number, description of what the register does, and this seems to be the data type. The values are 0 and 1 in this case, and range 0 to 1, and of course the default value. Registers start from 1, and in this case, it's shown in data address mode. Possible range 0 to 65535. Depending between the model and register number listing and manufacturers, the presenting mode could varieties. Some coil registers could be presented as 0, 1, 10,000 or 10,001, so there can be offset of 1. Very often the real value is 1 under the shown value, like in this case also. And here we have discrete inputs 10,001. This is accessed with discrete input function code and register number 0, so don't put the 10,000 here. It is just to show the register address and type that way. Every register type has own reserved part of the address range. The pointing to right address range is done using function codes, so every register starts always from 0 or 1. Then we have input registers 30,001, which is input register function code and register 0. And here is one important thing. These are signed and unsigned integers. Signed values can go on the negative side, and unsigned are able to go on the negative side. So this temperature measurement can be -10 Celsius, and signed integers will show it. But unsigned integers would show something like 30,000. The data type is specified by device manufacturer, and our data processing has to match it. Then we have holding registers. Important things to look at in holding registers are these values. There can be some registers that are used to set device functionality modes. You can pick the functionality mode with a certain number, and please pay attention to all these mode settings and other things related to that, because there might be something hidden on the register sheets. And then at the end we have some notes. Pay attention to this kind of information. There could have a major information to get the device to communicate properly. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lesson.